Good morning, friends. Myself, Professor K.P. Jadhav, working as an assistant professor in Department of Agricultural Extension at KK College of Agriculture Business Management, Saraswati Nagar, Nasik. Today, I am going to cover first topic of the course number Extension 231, whose title is Communication Skills and Personality Development. The contents of this topic are: first one is meaning and definition of communication, second is characteristics of communication, third one is elements of communication, and the last one is importance of communication. So firstly, we will discuss about the meaning of communication. The word communication has been derived from the Latin word communis, which means common. Thus, communication means sharing of ideas in common. When we communicate, we are trying to establish a commonness with someone. That is, we are trying to share information, an idea, or an attitude. The essence of communication is getting the receiver and the sender tuned together for a particular message or a series of messages. Communication means the movement of knowledge to people in such ways that they can act on that knowledge to achieve some useful result. This result may range all the way from small improvement in doing some productive task to the generation of a sense of national unity and strength in a country. Communication in this sense includes the whole learning process. It encompasses the teacher, the message or material to be taught, the means or media used to carry the message, the treatment given by those media, the learning achieved by the audience or the students, and the actions by which the learning is put into the practice. Now we will see the definitions of communication. The first and basic definition of communication is: communication is a process of passing information and understanding from one person to another person. Then second definition is: communication is a process by which two or more people exchange ideas, facts, feelings or impressions in ways that each gains a common understanding of the meaning, intent and the use of messages. Then third definition is: communication may be broadly defined as the process of meaningful interaction among human beings. More specially, it is the process by which meanings are perceived and understandings are reached among the human beings. The next is characteristics of communication. The first one is: it involves at least two persons. Communication involves at least two persons, that is a sender and a receiver. The sender is called as the communicator and the receiver of the messages is known as audience or receiver. A person who speaks, writes or issues some instructions is the sender, and the person for whom the communication is meant or who receives the messages is the receiver or audience. Then second characteristic is: message is a must. A message is the subject matter of the communication. For example, the contents of the letter or speech, order, instructions or the suggestions. The communication must convey some message. If there is no message, there is no communication. Then third one is: communication may be written, oral or gestural. Communication is generally understood as spoken or written words, but in reality, it is more than that. It includes everything that may be used to convey meanings from one person to another. For example, movement of the lips, or the wink of an eye, or the wave of a hands may convey more meaning than even written or spoken words. Then next is communication is a two-way process. It involves both information and understanding. Communication is not complete unless the receiver has understood the message properly, and this reaction or response is known to the sender. Understanding is the end result of communication, but it does not imply agreement. The next characteristics is communication may be formal or informal. Formal communication follows the formal channels provided in the organizational structure. For example, the managing director communicates with the departmental head to depute the finance manager with accounts officer, and so on. In simple words, in informal communication, there is no direct communication between the managing director and account clerks. Then next characteristics is it flows up and down and also from side to side. Communication flows downward from a superior to subordinate and upward from a subordinate to a superior. It also flows between two or more persons operating at the same level of authority. Then next, elements of communication. There are five elements of communication. First one is communicator, second one is receiver, third one is message, fourth one is communication channel, and the last one is response or feedback. Now we will discuss first one, that is communicator. Communicator means the person who speaks or who starts the process of communication. Then second one is receiver. Receiver is the person who receives the message sent by the communicator. Third one is message. Message means the subject matter of the communication process or the information which the communicator sends to the receiver is called as message. Then fourth one is communication channel. Channel of communication means the media used by communicator to convey his message to the audience. Then next is response or feedback. Response means the effect, reply or reaction of the information transmitted, that is successful or no communication or miscommunication, that is called as response. The next is importance of communication. The importance of communication can be highlighted with the help of these 6 points. First one is it acts as a base for action. Communication acts as base for any action. Starting of any activity begins with the communication which brings information necessary to begin with. Second one is through the communication planning becomes easy. Communication facilitates planning. Planning is made easy by communication. Any type of information regarding the human resource requirement of each department of the organization with their specifications, the type and kinds of job, etc. can be collected through communication, which helps in human resource planning. Then next one is communication is a means of coordination. Communication is an important tool for coordinating the efforts of various people at work in the organization. Next one is it aids in decision making. The information collected through communication aids in decision making. Communication facilitates access to vital information required to take decisions. The next one is it provides effective leadership. Communication skill bring manager near to his subordinates and exchange ideas and submits appropriate proposals, know their opinions, seeks advices and make decisions. This enables a manager to win confidence of his subordinates through constantly communicating with them and removing probable misunderstanding. In this way, he leads his people to accomplish the organizational goal. Then last point is communication boosts morale and motivation. An effective communication system instills confidence among the subordinates and workers, ensuring change in their attitude and behavior. The main cause of conflict and dissatisfaction is misunderstanding, which can be removed through communication skills. The removal of misunderstanding makes managers and his subordinates understand each other and create good industrial relations. This boosts of the morale of the people and motivates them to work harder. Thank you.